action.
Woo! Welcome to Passion of the Digital Artist number 10. It's been an amazing week. Out of all the weeks that I've had in the last 10 years, it's been one of the best weeks I've had. I finished a painting. I finished Underwater Adventure. I was out here today in the early morning working on that painting. It took me about 2 hours, but it's done. And it's just such an amazing feeling to be finished with something. Although there's 9 left, that feeling is just, it comes from within. It's a sense of accomplishment that something you've completed from the start to the finish, and it's what you imagined is exactly what happened. So I'm excited there. Then I got my new iPhone this week. I've been waiting forever for this thing. Hooks up with my iPad, my iMac. It's just an amazing device. It's everything that I thought it would be, and I'm more than happy with it. And then also me and my wife went out yesterday and we purchased a GMC Terrain to go with my iPhone. It's just been such a wonderful week. Also, my last 5 paintings, they've been ordered. They should be coming tomorrow, Monday or Tuesday. And we're just at that point. And now, hey Xavier.
Greetings, folks.
It's just, it's been such a great week. Now, this week's promotion is Lucid Absinthe. We shot that, me and Xavier shot that last night. Had a really good time shooting it. You're gonna get some education on how to actually drink absinthe, type of absinthe that's very good, Lucid Absinthe. And then Xavier,
We're going to have a little background and a little instruction on how to drink, and that's for all of you who are old enough to drink, over 21 and responsible drinkers. Follow the rest of this segment.
Here we go. Welcome to the promotional segment of Passion of the Digital Artist 10. Normally we don't, or I promised myself I wasn't going to reshoot any parts of the vlog and just put it out there, but after the first part of this vlog, there were way too many MF and ums, and I was not happy. I've been working really hard not to say and I was still saying and so that's the last you're going to hear. Today we are promoting Lucid Absinthe and the proper way to drink absinthe. Right here are the tools that they're not needed, but they're good to have when you're drinking absinthe.
They recreate the traditional absinthe ritual.
This here is an absinthe fountain. The way that it works, we have a absinthe spoon. Absinthe sugar dissolves to go into, it dissolves a lot better to go into the absinthe. I have a reservoir glass, and of course, Lucid Absinthe. The reason why I get excited when I talk about absinthe is the effects that absinthe produces and the history that all different types of artists have consumed absinthe, and it helps the creative process a lot. It's hard to explain, but the normal effects of alcohol, there's a sense of euphoria, and then a loss of coordination, muscle control, that type of thing.
A general haziness.
Depressant. With absinthe, you have the sense of the euphoria, but instead of the effects that cause you to be sluggish and uncoordinated, you become focused and you keep your coordination. As an artist, that can be very enlightening, enlifting, helpful to your creative process. I've painted on absinthe as a digital artist on the computer, and some parts of my paintings, my digital paintings in my social media project, have come out. They have a certain effect, there's a certain flow, there's a certain creativity that happens which add to the painting that I've been very happy with. I don't consume it all the time. I'm not an absinthe alcoholic. I'm not like Van Gogh, who cut his ear off because he drank absinthe and did other drugs. But it's kind of a fun thing to do, and a creative, it helps the creative process. So now we're going to cover a little bit of the history and what absinthe's about. And Xavier has some things while I start to set this up to talk about Lucid.
Lucid Absinthe, and I want to expand on the clarity. It's a perceived clarity. Don't think for a minute you can drink absinthe or any other alcohol and go out and operate a vehicle or machinery or do anything other than perhaps paint or work your remote control. But the first absinthe was distilled in Switzerland in the late 1700s. But it became popular in France during what was called the Belle Epoque, and that was from about the time of the Franco-Prussian War of the 1860s till the outbreak of World War I in 1914, the beautiful era or Belle Epoque. Absinthe, which is a distilled spirit, and it is distilled from various botanicals. You start with a neutral grain alcohol. They add botanicals such as anise and fennel, and there is another ingredient in there, and it is from a plant called Artemisia absinthium. And the common name of Artemisia absinthium is grand wormwood. And when it is produced in the absinthe, it has there's a compound that forms or is liberated, whatever the proper term is, called thujone, and that is what gives absinthe its special qualities that Jeff was elaborating on. About 2007, I believe the actual day was March 5th, 2007, when historian Ted Bro teamed up with Viridian Spirits to produce a historically correct absinthe. And how they produce that is there's many surviving bottles from the Belle Epoque era, so you end up with a very fine, high quality, genuine absinthe called Lucid. It is bottled in France and imported into this country. Now Jeff is going to show how absinthe is consumed traditionally. It is kind of a ritual. You have what you see next to the bottle there, of course, is the very fine Lucid absinthe. We have a glass that's called a reservoir glass. The reservoir is thus the little bulbous section at the base. That is filled to the brim with Lucid absinthe. And then the spoon, if you will, is perforated. And what's going to happen is in the next item, the fountain, that has chilled water in it, and when Jeff turns on the spigot or robinette, the faucet that's coming out of the side of the fountain, that water will drop onto an absinthe sugar cube. These sugar cubes came, I believe, from New Orleans. They're designed for use with absinthe, and when the water hits it, it will rapidly break apart, or so we hope for this demonstration. So, and what I like to do to get it started is put a little bit of absinthe on the sugar cube, let it sit for a little bit. Now it's partially so by the time that the water comes out, it'll dissolve the cube. So the general ritual that became popular in France during the Belle Epoque was to have the water hit the sugar cube, dissolve it, and then you continue to fill water into the glass, stirring with the spoon, and what you get is an effect to where the translucent green absinthe mixes with the water and produces sort of a greenish, grayish, bluish color solution, kind of cloudy. That effect is called luching. And when that happens, not only are you mixing the absinthe with the sugar and the water, you're releasing the aromas of all the botanicals into the room, and it's really chemicals. It's really, yeah, and you're liberating the chemicals. Yes. I don't know. We think you are. I'm not sure if there's actual chemical reaction there or not. But at any rate, you get the aroma in the room. It fills the room, and it smells really good. Absinthe has a taste very similar to black licorice or black jelly beans. That comes from the fennel and anise that's used, the botanicals that are used. So without further ado,
also if you're trying to pour from a pitcher or whatever,
you end up with a mess all over your counter.
You wipe up a lot of. We've wiped up a lot of water puddles, but
and spilled some very precious absinthe too.
So I've poured the Lucid into the reservoir. I've taken the spoon, put the sugar cube, put a little Lucid on it, and now I'm going to start diluting by turning and you can see the water kind of dribbles in slowly. So the fact that you can keep the motion, the waterfall effect or the fountain effect onto the sugar as long as you can, and then when you get right about almost to the top, you drop it in and you stir it,
and you turn off the faucet.
Then you turn it off,
and now you can see on the glass
it's changed its color.
It's changing the color, and we should be able to come up here, and I should be able to get the aroma, I should say is a better term, of the fennel and the anise and the other botanicals.
Well, that's it for this. All right. Now, this week's social media hero of the week is Leslie Moon. She's at MoonDustWriter on Twitter. She's onestoppoetry.com. She's the co-founder of that. That's where poets and writers can hang out. It's a place she concepted with a colleague, and they came up with this idea, and it's been pretty successful. Her MoonDustWriters Thursday, I met her through that. She asked me to be her sponsor or artist of the week. So it was up there. Got a lot of good response to that. I met her through that little segment, gave her some background on myself, and then she. From there, we've actually I haven't contacted a lot of people directly, a couple people through Twitter, but she's a person that I've talked to at length on the phone. She's trying to get together a site to represent artists. I'm considering doing that. She's just a great person. Some facts about her is she was in the Navy, and she worked on warfare aircraft, which was a no-no for women, and she was able to do that because of her skills. And then also she's worked on R&D on lasers for the entertainment industry in Germany. And then she also is an advocate for underprivileged children, because when she was growing up, she lived in a poor family with a disabled individual. So she is an advocate and puts in a lot of time and effort for underprivileged children. She's my social media hero of the week because of the fact that she just seems to be a person who gives a lot. And she gave me one of her poems that she would like me to read. I asked her, and I said I would read it. So here's one of her poems. It's Ode to the Writer. You've seen me in print, reading parts of my type, thinking my words a reflection, what I am like. Points misread, what lies between the lines, my life complicated by space and time. You've read into my words, sometimes that will be, then you misunderstand what you think you will see. Please realize I am not who you believe, you never really saw, the unknown person, me.
Beautiful, beautiful poem.
A true artist. So, once again, Leslie Moon, my social media hero of the week.
Beautiful poetry, and thanks for your work for the underprivileged children, and thank you for your service to our country, Leslie.
Now, next week I'm gonna cover some ground on how far I've gotten on the paintings. I might have a little demo on my Twitter feed. This actually right here was my studio this morning, painted outside. Oh, beautiful day in Northeast Ohio, and I'll just keep you updated. But once again, it was just a super week. So until next week,
Goodbye, folks.